Test. 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 Alright, good. Everything looks like it's working. My stream's up. I'm gonna just let it do its thing. I got the ACT here, Advanced Combat Tracker, and I got the little mini window here. On level 70 ShadowKnight, I'm gonna turn auto consume on Thorns. Interested in seeing what that does. I got food and drink auto consume. Also interested in the shield. I'm starting to use the shield. The shield is now pretty good because it has the max health. It has a 7 damage whenever you're attacked. I'm not sure if that's affected by crits and potency and stuff like that. Let's kick some butt and check out the parse and see what I did in the fight. Supposedly there was a pretty good nerf. My gear was nerfed pretty good. I don't know what's gonna happen with this fight. I do think my I had my other shield actually would prevent me from getting 2% of the melee hits. I'm not sure if that's gonna be. I don't know how to check on that in my ACT. It's gonna be this shield here. See, it just says it absorbs 2% of the melee attacks. I'm not sure what that looks like in ACT. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. Let's get this guy dead. I think he stuns. Let's try to get some debuffs in. Yeah, the debuff didn't take. That's a pretty good debuff too. He should take a lot more damage now. I'm sitting around 87 HP right now. 93.5 potency. Let's cure that. See if I. No, it didn't cure. Let's get this other guy down. So that shield there, it looks pretty good, but it doesn't have the increased health. My new one has increased health. See it there? 4.1% max health. So that's about another 1,000 HP. I was thinking in my head, probably having an extra 1,000 hit points that I'm constantly healing with has got to be better than 2% of the melee attacks, absorbing 2% of the melee attacks. But I'm not 100% sure on that. It's really hard to figure out. Ooh. Casted my divine intervention. I was getting kind of low on hit points. I don't remember my AC trigger, my damage I was doing before. So I don't have a, I'm sitting around 34K per second. So, and that's with broken gear. He broke my gear. I don't know why he does that, but he breaks stuff while you're fighting him. I do have a repair kit. I'll just go ahead and use that. They're pretty cheap, so let's see. These items are all pretty good now. The mitigation, it was surprising what they did. They made all the gears, all the stats just about the same. What you're looking for nowadays is the blue stuff, since the primary and the stamina are all the same. You're looking for these, like, mitigation increase, the block, the crit. They all have the same crit chance. You don't have to look at that. And the max health. These max health items. See, that's why I'm using this one, because it has that 4 point. This is the only shield that has 4.1% max health with a protection of 1543. So that's why I'm running around with that one. I've never liked this shield. So, but I'm using it now. It comes from Terranex. The Kinos Guard, which was always my favorite, it looks pretty bad. It's got 32 instead of 39. And it doesn't have the same protection. It doesn't. This has got just a little bit more protection on it. It has lower mitigation increase. It has lower block, and it doesn't have the max health. So this piece deserves to have something really nice on it. I was hoping, after I seen that they nerfed all the gear. This gear used to be around 70 stamina, 72, some of them 75. I was hoping this would have been the best piece. This used to be the second best piece right here. That was the second best piece. The first best piece was this one right here, and this piece came out about 1 or 2 months before the new expansion. So this was this was a new raid at the very end of the expansion of Echoes of Fedor. This came out before that in Kingdom of Skies. This was the best shield in Kingdom of Skies. And then this came out in Echoes of Fedor at the very, very end. That's why it has, you won't see this very often, 2% Azor melee attack. This was what they used to help kill the avatars. This is the shield that the tank would use to kill an avatar back in the day, in level 70. This was it. But like I said, it's really hard to tell. And here in ACT, there is outgoing damage, incoming damage. See, 84% slash. I think what you might be able to do is put that shield on, and if you see that this 84% drops down to 82% or 80% or something like that, the slashing damage, then you know this shield right here is doing something. Right now I don't know. I did test out the Bloodthirsty Choker. This said it gives it 25% base damage, but it doesn't seem like it. When you put it on, it doesn't increase your potency. Your potency right here, it doesn't increase it by 20. It doesn't increase anything. So I'm not quite sure what this piece is doing, but it does. I looked at ACT though. My damage, my per spell that I do, outgoing damage, when I look at these spells individually, they do quite a bit. Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at how many times. This is from the shield. That's the Aegis Impel. That's from the shield right here. Aegis applies Aegis Impalement. Lasts for 10 minutes. Increases your combat power region by 3. Inflicts 7 damage. This is what I wanted to see. Look at this. It's doing 9. So I don't think this is... It says it hits for 7. It's hitting for 9. So it is being affected, but not by much. I can tell right now, doing 9 damage. That's not. Let's see on my outgoing damage. It's at 0% of my total damage that I do. So you can see here my slash is at 1%. The big unending agony doing the most. Shadow coil doing second. Even my harm touch, my biggest spell, is only 4%. So I wanted to see what this did, and it procced a lot. I mean, that's a lot of procs, but in the grand scheme of it all, it's only 0% of my total damage. It's the very last piece. So I mean, if you wanted to get just a little tiny bit extra on your damage, I mean, it's not gonna do much. I do want to test out these pieces. I got the Clawed Basilic Boots, this Dagger of Arcane Rites, Finger Bone Manacles, Spring of Supremacy, Breath of Destroyer, Bone Class Girdle, Tunic of Shadow Songs. All of these do damage. These are all damage procs. I'm trying to find out if any of these procs are any good. See, this one is called Absolve Vita. Absolve Vita, 0%. You can see here, that it... Sorry, I killed a mosquito. I need to wash my hands. But you can see here, my sword, it's not even... This sword is the best proc that I got. It does 1500 damage. Okay, that's the best proc I got, and it's called, what is it called? Oh, Absolve Vita. Absolve. It procced one time. It procced one time. That whole fight, that whole entire fight, it procced one time. Okay, for 1800. This procs one time for 1800. So you can see here that these blue stats, the blue stats are important. The rest of it is garbage. Blue stats are all important. It used to be all about the proc. That proc meant a lot back in the day. I'm not those procs used to be affected by your potency, your crit bonus, your crit chance, your ability mod, and your primary attribute. Your, if your strength, all of that weighed into how big of a proc it was. And you can see right now, procs are they're nothing. The only procs that are good are ones like this that increase your potency. Anything that increases your potency, that's a good proc. This is a good proc. This isn't even a proc. This is 25% all the time, it does increase your damage of all across the board. All your spells will do more damage. This is a good one. 8% more potency. It's a proc. This is a proc. 8% or 7% more potency. This is a proc too. So I mean, these are hard to get items though. You know, I had to work to get those. But I need to wash my hands real quick. So let's loot this stuff. What I like to do if you're on Monch Duel and you see me in the channel, or you see me live, I'm streaming live. If you see me and you watch my show, I'm giving out these items. Of course I'm checking them out now, because every piece is important nowadays. Now after this nerf that they just introduced, but because all pieces are treated the same now. So whoever's got the best blue stats, you can see here the Blessed Sigil of Hate. It doesn't have increased max health. If I can find one that has increased max health, then that's a good piece. So this one doesn't. I'm gonna keep this. But this Chandler Warden and the plate boots, I'm not gonna. Yeah, there's nothing on that I want. And the cloth, I'm gonna transmute this. But what is this? Chaos Edge. Oh yeah, that dropped earlier. So if you see me right now, I'm giving these pieces out for 1 copper. So if you're on my stream and you're level 70, I'm giving out upgrades for 1 copper. So just a little bonus for watching my video. 1 copper pieces. I'm gonna put this one for 1 copper also. So let's I got kind of a good idea. 34k. I'm not quite sure how much damage I used to do. 34k is still good. So I do want to test out. I want to test out these proc items. Since they just nerfed items, I was wanting to know if any proc items, if any piece of, because procs used to be the best, and right now they're not the best. Procs aren't the best right now, from what I can see, and I just want to double check since they just changed things. Let's go ahead and we'll put all these pieces on. put the boots and the manicule. And the Ring of Supremacy. And the Breath Destroyer. So, and the Bone Class Girdle. And the breastplate. I don't remember this Tunic of Shadow songs. I'm not even sure where I got that. I just seen that it had a proc. It has two mental damage procs on it. I'm not even sure where that piece came from. I bought it from the broker. I'm gonna actually check the internet and see where that Tunic of Shadow songs comes from. Oh wow. Tunic of Shadow songs. There we go. So this is the piece. Let's go to Zam. Oh, advertisement. We'll go to Zam. Oh. Let's get the name of it real quick, and then we'll go to Zam. There it is. Let's see, a Blisk of the Blight. That, it says here, this is, oh, a Blisk of the Blight. That's Kingdom of Sky. Or that's EOF. That was EOF. Echoes of Fedor. I remember that zone. Yeah, Blisk of the Blight. That was EOF expansion. So I don't remember this being in there. Oh, it's chain. It's chain too. You know, that's really strange because I had a Brigand, and that piece there, no one ever told me to go get. And Brigands, that looks kind of like a Brigand piece. We're gonna go and kill some epics, because they this zone here, they hit harder, and they also, I think, give me a better idea of how much damage I can do. So these are 24 man. The Temple of Scale. This was an old zone. The Harladar era. You know, this is where Harladar is, the Temple of Scale. So that's my outgoing damage before it at 34k. Let's see how much damage I do now, and we'll check and see what the difference is. So I do want to check my incoming damage too, and see if that shield, see that? I wonder if my shield will lower that incoming damage. We'll have to try it out. I'm just gonna do a run buff. We'll try out. See, if you play level 70, you can enjoy all this content, and you can get everything for very cheap. And there's also, you can sell stuff and make a lot of money. The level 70 stuff can bring you lots of wealth. I accumulated lots of wealth from level 70 stuff, because some of the stuff you have to use at level 110. Some of these items from level 70 were never upgraded. There's level 65 items that were never upgraded, and I think some level 70 stuff. Yeah, like the healer curing, the healer curing is level 70, and you can make, you know, a lot of money off those. Check the broker, because they vary in price, but you can make quite a bit. You can only find them in this content here. The hardest raid mobs, they're the ones that drop it. But let's after this is dead, we'll see what so, you know, go into Death Toll and kill the last guy in Death Toll, Tyranix the Destroyer, or go in Laboratory of Lord Vim, maybe the last guy in Labs, Lord Vim, maybe he'll drop. In here, you're not gonna get it, but you may get it off of Harladar. These guys drop stuff like this, just trash. Like there's, you know, that's nothing. I wonder what it looks like. Yeah, see, it looks like, it doesn't even look good. Alright, so I want to see, I'm doing 59K. Oh wow. But I might be doing 59K, but you see how many mobs I had on me. I was doing 34. I'm doing 59, but I have a whole bunch of ads on me. Let's see my outgoing damage. Okay, you see all these 0%. I guarantee all these 0% are all the procs. All these 0% outgoing damage. Let's the first one, the first proc is Ethereal Strike. Okay, now this piece used to be the best. Ethereal Strike. Let's go and see 0% Ethereal Strike. You see what I mean? These pieces used to be the best. Ethereal Strike. It got resisted one time, and then it proc 2 more, and instead of doing 489, it did 734. So it did do a little bit more than it's supposed to. But let's see here. Bone cast. What's the bone class girdle do? Burning Affliction. Burning Affliction. It procced 1 time. All that, it procced 1 time. For 1400. It's supposed to do 900. So I mean, it's not really. We're gonna put on the Bloodthirsty Choker too, and see if that helps. The next one, this one is called Beguiling Siphon. Beguiling Siphon. It procced 5 times. Got resisted 1 time, which is pretty good. This piece is actually proccing quite a bit. That was pretty good amount of proc. This me taking damage. This one right here, Ballad Duels. Ballad Duel. No way, that's it? Ballad of Dual Thought. Ballad of Dual Thought. I don't know what this means. It was parried 1 time. and then it was reposted. They parried it and reposted, which means that when the enemy, when I procced on the enemy, the enemy returned that damage to me for 640, and then he completely parried the other one. So this piece here did negative damage. Did negative damage for 640. So yeah. And the thought of hemorrhage. The thought of hemorrhage. Let's see what that did. The thought of hemorrhage. It procced 2 times for 633. This one's supposed to do 422. It did 633 2 times. You see here, damage, critical. See the critical strength, special. I don't think these pieces, they used to do crit bonus, potency, ability mod, all that. After you had all that, these pieces were godly to have. Everybody wanted these pieces, but not anymore. They were nerfed. What they damage they do, they only do it just a little tiny bit more. Even the thermal shocker, that used to be a big amount of damage. You would put that in your spell rotation, the thermal shocker. Fury impact. We're gonna have to get out of this zone. I don't like the sound of this. I don't like this zone sound. Thermal. Oh, Fury impact. Fury impact. Fury impact. Oh, wow, look at that. It procced a lot. Okay. I think these are resist. Yeah, resist. It was resisted a couple of times. One of them actually hit for 82. It was resisted quite a bit. But I don't think even back in the day, it may or may not have been okay to have this back in the day. I think it would have done a little bit more damage than 75. But you know, see, nowadays you can get 83% potency. You didn't have that back in the day. You might, if you were lucky with your AA, you might have got 30 or 40. And you know, you didn't have any ability mod. Crit bonus, they didn't have that back in the day. They did have crit chance. You might have had, you know, if you were lucky, 30 or 40 crit chance, sometimes 50. So these would crit and also have potency on them. But you can't get any of that anymore. They're just not being affected. See, 51 damage. It did 75. Let's see on my outgoing damage. See, these are all 0%. Unholy Strike did the most out of all of them. Unholy Strike, I'm not even sure what that is, but it did that. Burning Affliction, Belgium Siphon, that wasn't even on. Lethal Strike, Hemorrhage, Dot of Hemorrhage, Ballad of Duel. Those are those are the only procs I put on here. So those other, this some of these procs in here are just from AAs in spells. So I think unholy thought. Let's go check and see through AAs. I think I've been wanting to kind of know, because there is one in here. Malevolent hatred. I've been wanting to know what how much damage that does. Let's go and see. Malevolent hatred. Malevolent. There it is. Let's go see what it is in the grand scheme. That does 1%. So I mean, you know, swift attack, that's an AA. I've seen that before. Hateful slam, that's an actual spell I'm gonna be grandmastering pretty soon. I just picked that up today. Right here. I'll get this transferred over into a grandmaster, but that is only a 1%. So I mean, some spells just don't do anything. Let's get out of the zone. We're gonna actually just pour it out with fast travel. So unending agony seems to be the best. I'm not sure even what that is, but I'm sure it's one of these. Unending agony right there. I don't have it grandmastered. I didn't know when I first started getting these that I should be getting them grandmastered. When I found that you can make masters grandmasters, it was too late. I already scribed a couple of them. So I do have, this says master, but it should have been grandmastered. Most of these are grandmastered though. That's an expert. I need to get that one. Grandmaster. That needs to be grandmastered. So I do have a lot. This one should have been grandmastered. I didn't know. And I do. That's a master, but I bought it for the second time to get a grandmaster. That's a grandmaster. So I'm missing a couple of them. I'm working on, right now I'm learning how to do ancient, the ancient, so it goes master, grandmaster, and then ancient, and then celestial. But I'm gonna learn how to do ancient harm touch, which should be huge. That's gonna give me quite a bit more damage. So after I research this one, I'm gonna go for my defensive stance, because it should be defensive stance. Once I ancient this defensive stance, it will give me 30 stamina, 31 stamina. So that should be pretty good. So yeah, these proc items, Ring of Supremacy, Despairing Affliction. Let me go see. Despairing Affliction. Yeah, see, even the Ring of Supremacy. This used to be the best ring. It's supposed to do 323. It procced about the 400 to 300 4 times. Despairing Thoughts. So it's just a little bit better than Burning Affliction. But people would have loved to have that ring back in the day. And it's just, even with the new game, I mean, it's sad, but these pieces need to be buffed. These procs, they need to be buffed, especially if they're playing them on TLE, the time progression server. I might try, I need to try out the shield though, to see if this 2% does anything. Absorbs 2% of melee attacks. That would be nice to know if that really is a big... I'm thinking it doesn't do much though. I'm thinking it doesn't do very much. But it would be nice to know if that piece, how good it really is. So let's we got all our gear back on. Let's go to the bone mire, and we're gonna see if the mutagenic outcast, see if he's up. And while we're here, we'll get mended, because when I was fighting Hurricanus, he broke my sword, and I repaired it. But that reminds me, I need to get more, what is it called? Redwood patch kit. See, they're pretty cheap. Buy a couple of them. So these are good to have in case you break your armor. Unfortunately, I don't have I can't spawn a mender bot. Those things used to cost a fortune to have too. They're really cheap. They're very affordable now, since they made the mender bot. And it only repairs for 50%. They should actually fix it to be 100% now that they, now that they have a mender bot that can repair you 100%. That was wasn't very nice to do to people. You had 4 wipes before you had to... Oh wait, we're in the wrong place. We gotta go to Ravisac. That wasn't very nice to do back in the day to someone. To have you get 4 wipes before you had to use a med kit or a repair kit. Well, if you have 24 people and they're constantly using these things, the broker demand for them was way up, and it shouldn't have been. It should have been repaired 100%, in my opinion. It created artificial inflation, is what it did, and also ended raids early because of the price and the demand and everything like that. wasn't very. We look for friendly things, you know, friendly. We try to be nice to people. Well, video games sometimes aren't very nice, you know, very unforgiving, very. But over the years, a lot of good things have come out. Um, it's more forgiving than it's ever been. And I mean, I'm able to solo, like this guy here, the mutagenic outcast. I'm gonna solo him, and you couldn't do this back in the day. I would like to see my shield, the 2%, see if that actually does something. You see, he's got a long stun at first. You gotta have a lot of hit points to get through these stuns. I'm gonna get my death march out. I think that's gonna help to wipe out the ads. I think the ads might be stunning too. I'm not sure who all is doing it, but we're gonna get my debuffs in. Oh, look at that. You see that? You see how hard he hit me? Ooh, boy. He's got a monstrous hit. So, I'm gonna probably cast this one next. I like to rotate through these. I'm doing about 35k, 33k damage. I just noticed my mana's coming back pretty good. I do have this thing called mana sleeve. I think that's what it's called. We're gonna cure this. Maybe I can get it cured. No. That's supposed to cure your stuns and stuff like that, but it doesn't work. We're gonna pop that real quick. Get. There are some of these guys I cannot kill, like Contested Mae Young. That guy is you cannot solo Contested Mae Young. He's way too tough at level 70. You know, this is level 70 content. This is a 24 man. This was made for 24 players. Let's see what. See, this is how you get masters too. You kill these guys. It seems like the only place that has masters is from these guys, these zones. Now this piece isn't that bad now. This ear right here, it's got a block. It's got health increase. It just needs mitigation. Yeah, see, my other ones have mitigation and the health increase. But if it had, see this king's ear, that's a very nice piece. It's got health, block. Oh, it doesn't have mitigation increase. Oh. I was gonna say if it had mitigation increase too, that would be really nice. But I'm not sure how well the block is doing. What is this one? Yeah, that's not any good. So, and then I got a ring. No, nothing on there. So this stuff, what I'll do, I feed this stuff to my ults. That stuff I'll probably feed to my ults. Yeah, that definitely could go to my mage. And the master, I could put that on the broker. We'll do that later. But we'll try to find someone else that we could take out. So I really enjoy this old content because there's so many of those pieces that you always wanted to get, and you can get them, and it's fairly, and I can do it at level. I can do it at level, and not only do I get at level, but I can use those pieces to make me even stronger. So, you know, it's just nice to see these old pieces and reliving the content that I always wanted to do, and being able to do it, and it's just it's kind of nice to have the ability to get all the get everything. It says I got the sword, soulfire. This you have to do a quest, very hard quest. Mei Young orb, you have to kill Mei Young, contested Mei Young. And this shield, you have to kill Terranex. Pretty easy to get. This pretty common drop. This, however, is a long quest, and I wish this was the best item for a shield, but it's not. This item, I think, because since this item's better than my EOF gear, so it's kind of weird. I think it is. This has a 2%. This has no. It doesn't have any health bonus, max health. Doesn't have any max health on it, but it has that 2% absorb melee attack, and I don't know if that really works or not. I don't know if that's actually working. I got so much health right now. It's kind of hard to really tell with that 2% if that works. Back in the day, you know, they made that piece work. You know, over the years, stuff gets treated differently. You know, and one day things don't work the way they used to work. That's what I'm thinking that piece is. So I'm going with whatever has more health. I think having more health is gonna be the secret to having the best gear. But that 2% absorb melee attack sounds pretty nice. I just don't know how to visually. You can't visually see 2%. Now there is a. I can look over this stuff and check my incoming damage. See 69% slash, and then go to this one here, incoming damage, 35% crush, 26 slash, 19% pierce. You know, you can run through the same content over and over and over, and you might be able to see a difference. So what I think I'm gonna do real quick, because it is I kind of do want to know. We're gonna go into Temple of Scale again, and we'll pull the first room, and we'll see what kind of number we get. So I'm thinking the number should be lower than this. You see these numbers here? I'm gonna put this shield on. So now we don't have, the name is dead, but the rest of the room is up. So we should see something lower. Crushing, piercing, slashing, stuff like that. I'm gonna have to go to bed pretty soon. It's 9 o'clock. I'm gonna have to go to bed after this. That's Terranex right there. He's the one that drops the shield. He drops the shield that I'm using that is now the best. This one right here. It's now that one's the best. He drops that. So we'll pull this first room here. I think this is about everything I pulled last time, minus the name. We'll see how much damage, or not damage, but see how much incoming damage I take. Alright. Let's do this quick, because I don't like the sound of the zone. You could do incoming damage. It says here, 35% crush, 37 pierce. 30, so about, let's just say 35, right? The last time I came in here, they were doing 35 and 26 and 19. Crush, slash, and pierce. That's the mutagenic. Here we go, 35, so 37 and 35. Oh, this Firestorm, that's a wizard spell. And Solar Flare, Incinerate. So, kind of hard to tell. We could pull some more. Let's pull these. But right now, that 2% melee attack absorption, it's not really showing it. I can't see it. Because when I came here the first time, it was 35%. And I came in here just a minute ago and it's 35%-ish too. So let's see what this one is. $32 and $19. So this time I would say, yeah, maybe there's something, but the crush is 19, pierce 32. This is the pierce 19, crush 35, crush 35, crush 19, but pierce 32, pierce 32, Pierce. It was Pierce 32. Now Pierce. This is Pierce 19. So the first time I came in here, I didn't have the 2% absorb melee attack. So I was supposed to do less damage. On the this one's supposed to show more damage. That 19's supposed to be a bigger number than right now. Right now, see 32. So this is what I was saying. It's almost it's really hard to tell if this thing is absorbing the melee attack. You notice it doesn't say, it doesn't have, like this one says plasma amplification, you know. This doesn't say plasma amplification. You see what I mean? I can try in my combat. I can read through here real quick. I'm not gonna do much, but I need to find something that says that you absorb the melee attack. You absorb the melee attack, right? He misses. I resisted. He hit me. Okay. I'm starting to see this. The red stuff. He missed. Hit me. There's piercing. I parried. Oh, I blocked. He hit me. He hit me. I blocked. So maybe what I can do is I need to check and see if there's a block and parry. I might be able to check and see if there's a block and parry and absorb. Maybe I don't know if there's a way of tracking. Now, I might be able to... Let me see if I can... Maybe if I go under... here... Now... Outgoing, incoming. See, I can't see, there might be a way to add here's stuff. Combatant view. Misses. Crit percent. combatant view option, encounter view. The best advice I think I can give is go with more hit points. Because if you have more hit points, then